So, about the same time that I updated that file to have different ideal moisture values, there was actually an update to the mod, which I wasn't looking for updates because it was Sunday, and well, there's usually not any updates on Sunday. And so I updated it so that file will be what the mod author wanted. So it's back to the ranges that would normally be in there. And I've been playing around with it, and I don't know about this. So it's supposed to let you irrigate. Now, I can irrigate. I can press T. I've changed the keybind to T. And it will irrigate, and you can go broke, and I'm not... We'll get back to that. So another way you're supposed to be able to irrigate is with a sprayer, and I can get water in a sprayer, and I can use water in the sprayer, but it doesn't change the moisture value. So I don't think it's working how it's supposed to, and it's definitely not working how it's supposed to on how much water it uses, because it uses a lot of water. Like, without using some kind of cheat, there's no way anybody would want to spray water on their field. But I was thinking, with combining cheaty ways and the spraying water, that I could pretend. So if I go to sprayers, I have modified this tank to have 50,000 liters, which also means I modified the weight. So if I lease that, and then also lease a sprayer, then I can use that and use the irrigation button and pretend that I and then give myself the money back, because it costs way too much to use the irrigation feature. So I'm going to want narrow tires, and we've already put them on this tractor before, so it shouldn't cost us anything. I'm hoping this works out fine, because I've done some tests and it worked out fine at first, but then it started working backwards, as in it was getting drier as it got rained on. So we're going to try it again. So I don't believe we can use fill planes, like water planes, to fill these with water, but we can definitely use the water triggers, and there's a water trigger over by our grass field, by 90. But I'm pretty sure that this would be a water plane for like filling up a barrel, and I'm not getting any fill tool thing. There was also some other mods today that I was excited about, but also I was disappointed by. So there was vehicle inspector, and I was excited that I would be able to, see what's still in the harvester, or see the exact amount in the mixer wagon. But no, they it only shows if there's an active person in it. It doesn't have to be you. It could be multiplayer or a hired worker. But that means I wouldn't be able to see what I actually was excited about it for. It's still useful. I still have it, but I won't be I won't even be showing it unless I have workers doing stuff. Because it will be nice for that purpose. So another thing in the update, and I'm not sure how I feel about this. So the moisture values are not per field anymore. So like this side of the field is actually good moisture, and this side is a little dry. And that seems cool, but there's no other way of looking at that besides getting out and walking around that I know of. Anyway, so that seems just a little awkward. Huh? Yeah, so we obviously had to make it not update maps because 50,000 liters of water, which might seem ridiculous, but that still won't be enough to get through this field. But yeah, 50,000 liters of water would have put pretty much any tractor on its nose. So, but because it doesn't get any weight from the water now, it means it's a little bit heavy on the back with not enough counterweight on the front. Let's first do this and get some lines, and then we're going to get out and we're going to press T, because again, that's what I've set my button to. And now you can see pending irrigation cost, and it should be going up. The moisture value is going up as it goes on, but the cost will just keep climbing and climbing. So when I tested it the first time I had this set up, and I had a different tractor, but I had this sprayer and tank, and I actually saw the water come out. And I don't know if that's because it was on a different map where I was testing it, or what. And because there's no way of seeing um, any of this, there's no way of telling where I've been. Obviously, I have the lines. I can see what lines I've been on, but I can't actually see where I've sprayed. But as it didn't seem to do anything on this map by spraying water, it doesn't really matter. I need to turn that down. No, that's not what I meant to do. We're going to have to and that will work. Not like a bad thing to save. But as you can see, just going around the headland, we started with 51,200 liters of water, and we're gonna end at like 15,000? A little less. 14,000? Yeah, 14,000-ish. I mean, we went a little further, but we could have ended at 14,000, probably gotten it all. So, first, see about that. That bird. A little too much. We should be able to finish another line, I think. So, yeah, we're going to be just about empty. And go, we still have 2 more lines to do, although that one's barely there. But we still have a little bit more to do. And I don't remember what it started at, but you can see it's still going up. And I think field 20 we will want to do as well, one of our cornfields, because I think that was very low. And then we have still that not the right section. I think it is lower. It's still a very annoying bird, though. Pierces my ears, bird. And it sings way too often. We'll make sure that it is definitely an environmental. Actually, white-winged dove. I don't know if it still comes around, but it during mating season it would come in. I assume it was the same one every year. It was multiple years in a row, and it was the same tree right outside my normal window. That yeah, I had to sleep in a different room in my place during the couple months that was here for mating season, because man, I've slept through tornado sirens, could not sleep through that tone. pitch something. Okay, so it is definitely the environmental settings. It's just even with environmental sounds, it's just that even with that very low, that bird still sounded like it was on my shoulder. We're going to try it at 10%. Okay, and then we're going to go fill this up again so that it will be at a full tank when we go to field 20. Let's get this. Folded, and we can turn on irrigation for this field. And throw a bunch of water on this. We should be able to get through this field without having to fill up again. But actually, nope, we want that one. Just deactivate all the left ones. I don't know if that really will make the water not go down as fast, or if it makes no difference. It does not appear to make a difference. I guess I could check that. So 17,280 per minute. Oh, it says it does actually change it. But now that should, okay, yeah, it's still going up. Now we'll just keep letting the charges go up until I'll be broke it. What are you waiting for? People. There is no people coming. I know they stop before the people actually get to the crosswalk, but there was nobody even heading towards the crosswalk, so I don't know what they were doing. But we are keeping this equipment, and we'll be having to pay the leasing costs overnight and hourly usage. which isn't the greatest because we don't have that much money and we don't want to sell most things that we do have. So there is a good chance we will have to take a loan just to get to payday. Now, with the... Yeah, it's supposed to rain tonight, but I think we just worry about one field. We do one grass field, and we can do the other one later in the month. So this is the part that I'm actually super excited about. I mean, I love grass work. One of my favorite parts of the original season mod was everything that grass had. And Maze Plus did similar, or did it, and it ended up playing similarly. So the original season's mods, yeah, the grass would dry out to hay over time. Maze Plus, you could make it so that you had to use the tedder multiple times, so it took more time. It wasn't quite the same, but it was similar enough. This is more, it's supposed to be more like the seasons mod. So we cut the grass, and then it will need to be tedded. But that just tells, oh, I think that does help I don't know. Anyway, if you don't ted it, it won't turn into hay. But if you do ted it, it still needs time to dry, unless it was already dry enough. So parts of this field were a bit dry, so they will probably just need to be tedded. But other parts will need to be tedded to be told that they will turn into hay, and then once it gets to the point where it's dry enough, it will just turn into hay. And that's part of why I want the rest of the mod, the moisture part, to not do the thing where it goes backwards. Because it definitely did a thing where it rained and got drier. Turned on irrigation and it got drier. And obviously that is too far in a bad direction for me to especially because the withering is actually enabled now. Okay, this is cut, and so once we ted it, right now it's just saying how many liters of grass are there and if it needs tedding. Once we ted it, we'll also see that area will show a moisture percentage. I don't know if it's the exact same, but like here is dry enough that I think as soon as I cut it, it will be hay. But here is too wet, so the grass will have to dry out a little more. So, as you can see, there was a little bit of hay thrown out, but most of this is just stained grass. So you can still tell where you've been because there's no tire tracks in them. So this has 14.4, 15.2. It has to get down to 12.5, but it does not need tedding because it has already been tedded. But here, it's just because it's not, yeah, it just doesn't say because you can see it is hay. I wasn't sure actually that would. This side of the field was a bit drier, so I do expect to see more hay come out. Okay, I think we're actually done. We're gonna go up here because I'm not 100% positive we got all the way up to the. Yeah, it doesn't look like we got this area, but I think everything else has been done. I'm not seeing anything that says yes. So, yeah, we've finished tedding, and some of it has like 5% of the moisture to lose, and some of it is almost done. But we've made 3,800 liters of TMR for our cows just in time. Although they do have the hay as a backup, so they wouldn't have gone down too much in productivity. Okay, and now we can go pick up these straw bales before the rain comes. Don't have to be perfect because they are going right into the bale shed. They don't need to be stacked. Well, they don't need to be stacked by hand. I think there was only 7, so there should just be 3 left. Nice and easy and done before the rain. I think the rain comes in about an hour. I think it comes around 11. Yeah. Just one more bale. And then we can turn off the irrigation, I guess. And see how ridiculous the number gets if you leave it on all day. And it does it pretty slowly. So like I think the thing is if you're a little low, it might be worth to turn on for an in-game hour or so, but even that I think it goes too expensive. But let's see about going here. So yeah, 14,000. It has gotten up to the good amount, but let's turn that off. And now it's counting down and the money is no longer counting up. And another 7,000 here, and this is definitely going to need me to do this again. Now let's press that button. And it should start counting down on the moisture and not count it all on the irrigation cost. And then at midnight, it will take that cost out and I will put it right back in.